The City of Miami Gardens presents JITG Music Fest featuring Maxwell, DeVito, Summer Walker, Jasmine Sullivan, Babyface, Kirk Franklin, Omarion, Jeezy, Scarface, Tink, Eric Bellinger, Tamia, Jaheim, DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic Live, Marsha Ambrosia, October London, and more artists to be announced. Hosted by Jess Hilarious and Ricky Smiley. March 9th and 10th at Hard Rock Stadium. For tickets, visit jazzinthegardens.com.
Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures. To imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Couri. And on today's show, I'm so excited because I'm going to be trying something that I have never done before on this show. I've never used these tools before, so I'm excited to try to use these tools. And it's either going to be an enormous success or we're going to have fun, right? So it's win-win. This is Win-Win Women. It's a win-win. We're either going to have some fun. You're going to definitely learn something about self-awareness because that's our topic today. It's about self-awareness. How self-aware are you? See, self-awareness is the greatest tool in a leader's toolbox. And we're going to actually dive into that. But I want to welcome you and I want you to check out Win-Win Women TV. We're on podcasts now where we have web shows. It's on our website. We go on to Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. We are taking over. So I hope that you can find all the content that you need on Win-Win Women TV for yourself, for any woman. And, next coming up soon is International Women's Month, Women's History Month, International Women's Month, International Women's Day. Listen, we got a lot of stuff coming up. So I want you to be involved in all the things. So go to winwinwomen.com. If you want to connect with me, go to alicia360.com. I've got some great things happening too that are coming up. And please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Alicia Couri, because we are sharing so much great content over there that I want to make sure you get access to that and you don't miss a single thing. So today's show, as we're talking about self-awareness, just pulling up my notes, because I made a lot of notes on what I want to talk to you about self-awareness. This may be a two-parter, because there's so much to talk about when we're talking about self-awareness. Self-awareness is actually part of the 7 Secrets to Audacious Confidence. It's found in secret number 1, which is knowing yourself and loving yourself. So if you go to alicia360.com, you can get a free download of that ebook, The 7 Secrets to Audacious Confidence. All right, so this is where we're going to experiment a little bit, because I created a PowerPoint presentation for this episode. I created a whole presentation to share with you, and I am going to use one of the advanced tools here on Zoom, where we're going to use a virtual background, my PowerPoint as a virtual background, and I'm going to share the slides. So I may be moving around a little bit in the slides. There we go. And here I am. So we're going to talk about self-awareness. It's really a superpower. Your self-awareness is a superpower. So how self-aware are you? So your self-awareness is not a measure of intelligence. Intelligence is your IQ. It's really cognitive. And self-awareness is very different than how smart you are. There are a lot of really smart people that lack self-awareness. You might know a few of them. You might be able to say who these people are when you think about it. It's like, yeah, they're pretty smart, but they don't communicate well, or they're lacking social skills, or they're not aware of how they're coming across to other people, and they don't work well with others, and they have multiple caution areas or blind spots, as we call them, that they can't see. So they need to develop self-awareness. So intelligence is very different to self-awareness. And I'm going to share something there with you. Dr. Tasha Eurich did a study on self-awareness, where the results were that 95% of people that they polled said, yes, they believe they were self-aware. And when they went through these self-awareness exercises, it turned out 10 to 15% were actually, in reality, self-aware. So you may think that you're self-aware because you know how you feel about certain things, you know what rubs you the wrong way, you have an idea of yourself, but real self-awareness goes a lot deeper. And it helps uncover so many different layers of yourself that you may not have even recognized before. I've been digging into my own self and my belief systems and my self-awareness, and man, did I have tons of limiting beliefs, and I had no awareness around it, none whatsoever. So I really was digging into this idea of increasing and improving my self-awareness. And so we want to look at, how do we see our self-awareness? So I have these two diagrams here. The first one talks about both of them are in three different parts. The first one talks about our mind, our conscious, subconscious mind, and our body. Now, interestingly enough, we only have 95 to 97% consciousness in our conscious mind. And that's why I was saying, like, our intelligence has nothing to do with our self-awareness, because 95 to 97% of our awareness is actually subconscious, where we are not aware of it. We have no awareness of it. Unless you start doing some work and digging it up, then you start pulling things from that subconscious mind into your consciousness, because your subconscious mind operates, and I've heard different numbers, but when I learned it, it was 400 billion bits per second, 400 billion bits per second, but your conscious mind runs at 2,000 bits per second. There's a big gap between 400 billion bits and 2,000 bits. So things, for it to be consciously aware, it has to slow way down to the level of consciousness for you to even be aware of it. It's like you're not aware of your breathing unless you intentionally practice breathing, or you have a cold, or you're congested in some way. Do you recognize your breathing? Because you've slowed your mind down enough to recognize. You don't recognize your heart beating unless something startles you and it starts beating really fast and really loudly and pronounced. Otherwise, you don't recognize your heart beating. So all these things are happening. Your blood is flowing. Everything in your subconscious mind that is connected to your body, the functions of your body, you're not aware of. Your hormones are flowing, your oxytocin, your oxytocin, your cortisol, all those functions are happening in your body. So you have your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your body. Now, your conscious mind are where your thoughts, you start actually consciously thinking and having thoughts and feelings and making decisions. That's conscious. A lot of things happen subconsciously. And then, of course, your body, you feel your senses, your body's connected to your senses, and all the functions to keep you alive, really. So your subconscious mind's number one first priority is to keep you alive. That's its first priority. So that's why it's linked so closely to the body, because it's linked in a way to keep you alive. And anything that it sees as a threat, it will leap into action to protect you. Even if that threat is perceived, it's not real, it's past, it doesn't really exist, your body, your subconscious mind, along with your body, will react to protect you. Now, within your mind, within your brain, there are 3 different functions of your brain to help you problem solve, take action, find solutions, strive. And those are the cognitive, affective, and conative parts of the mind. And your cognitive is your thinking mind. So when I said at the beginning that your intelligence is not self-awareness, it's because of this conscious subconscious connection, but also that your cognitive is your thinking mind. So it's your IQ, your reasoning, your skills. So we can have some awareness around those things, how smart we are, but there are other parts of the mind that we may not have awareness around. Our affective, which is our feeling mind, emotional intelligence. You know, when people talk about emotional intelligence, that's part of self-awareness. It's building that emotional intelligence muscle. So it's not just IQ, but it's also your motivations and your personality and your desires and your feelings and what you want and don't want. So that's in the affect. And then we have the conative mind, which is how you actually take action and problem solve and do things. And that is a function of your brain that a lot of people don't have any kind of awareness around, that conative part of the mind. And so I want to give you a little bit of awareness of what that is and how it actually functions in your brain. So just think of those 3 parts, your cognitive, affective, and conative, and that your mind is also conscious, subconscious, and the body. The body is part of the mind because the body reacts to what the mind, the subconscious mind, and the conscious mind says and does. All right, so far, so good. We're moving along. So why is it important? Why? I'm just going to shift myself over a little bit so we can read this. What is the value of and the importance of self-awareness? Well, it helps you to operate from a position of strength. You know, confidence is strength. And I have this somewhere down here. You gain confidence. Yeah, that's number 11. But when you're in a position of strength, you have confidence. This show is called Unleash Your Audacious Confidence. So it's important to build self-awareness, right? It builds empathy. When you understand yourself better, you have more empathy towards others. So it helps you build empathy. It helps you communicate with others more effectively, because when you know yourself and you know how you communicate and you know how you best communicate, back to that empathy, you'll recognize how other people need to hear communication different from you. And you'll recognize how to tell people what you need as far as communicating with you. It helps you recognize limiting or wrong beliefs. That happened to me. Your limiting and wrong beliefs, it highlights those things really clearly. It helps you break through to the next level of achievement. When you understand and become more self-aware, then you know what's stopping you and you can break through some of those levels that you've been holding yourself back from. It's helped me a lot. It increases your ability to know and love yourself, even the things you don't like about yourself. I tell a story about that where there were so many things that I did not like about myself and I wanted to change, but I found myself doing it over and over and over again. Even though I tried to build habits around it, I tried to eliminate it. But because when I started to understand my brain better, and I really started to understand how my brain functions, and I'm going to go through that next using different assessments to really understand that cognitive, affective, and conative part of my mind, and my brain, I learned that I'm wired in particular ways that some of the things that really, why did you do that? I no longer have to get angry at myself because I start building the right systems around me and having the right people around me to prevent some of those things from happening, instead of blaming myself and going into guilt and shame and, what's wrong with you? Why can't you? And all those negative emotions and words. It's like, okay, I know ahead of time that details is something that really I overlook. My brain just overlooks them. I can endeavor to look as deeply as I can into the details, but I cannot get bogged down with too many details, because then it drains my energy. I lose focus. It aggravates me, and I still miss things. And it really takes a toll on anything else I have to do for the rest of the day. So instead of doing that, I need to put people around me that can do those things, or systems around me that can monitor those things, so that I don't burn myself out doing things because I think I should have to, or I need to. So it helps you practice self-love a lot better when you have more self-awareness about yourself, who you are, how you operate. Let's see. It helps you operate more in your zone of genius. So it helps you recognize the strengths that you have. Back to the first one, you're operating from a position of strength, but you recognize what those strengths are, and you can easily and more effectively live in those strengths. You understand your caution areas or your blind spots so much more effectively. You know your sense of timing. That's an important thing. You know if you need more time to complete something than what's given, or if you can race deadlines. Like, I know I can race against the clock. That's when I do my best work, is back up against the wall, against the clock, have to get it done. Let's go. So you understand how your sense of timing works, your internal urgency, how that works, how your ability to take risks or not take risks, how that works. You understand your drives, your needs, your behaviors, and your actions. That's what we're going to talk about next. Like I said, you gain confidence and you create a more powerful self-image of yourself. So whatever you think internally of who you are, you get to gain a more powerful sense of who you are when you do some of this work. So there's a thing called the Jari Window, and I'm going to scooch over here a little bit so that you can see it. And the Jari Window, this is what about blind spots, because there are things that you know about yourself and others know about you, and that's your public self. There are things that you don't know about yourself, but others know about you, and those can be some blind spot areas. There are things that you know about yourself that other people don't know. Shh. That's your hidden self. And then there are things that nobody knows about you, not even you. You don't know yet. Those are things yet to be uncovered. That's in your subconscious or unconscious self. So those, I've talked about the Jari Window before, but those are the areas that we need to build self-confidence, not self-confidence, sorry, self-awareness around, so that your public self grows, your blind spots shrink, and your unconscious self shrinks. And that's what we endeavor to do. So what are some of the assessments that we can use to understand ourselves? So we need to understand the three different parts of our mind. We have to clarify our strengths and blind spots. So this is what assessments can do for you. How you can work best with others, identifying your zone of genius, giving you your sense of time, helping you communicate more effectively, and how others can best work with you. So how you work with others and how others can best work with you. That's why we like to use assessments to help people find and understand those things. So here are 3 assessments that I use in my business, in working with clients. to help them and me work better together. So an affective tool, two of the affective tools that we use is predictive index. It's a behavioral assessment. And this one is the Strength Finders, or Clifton Strengths. Sorry, they're called Clifton Strengths right now. And then Kolbe is a conative. It's the only true conative assessment that there is that lets you understand how you are wired to take action and problem solve. It's one of the greatest predictor of performance that there is, because it's all about doing. And so with predictive index, we understand what your drives, your needs, and your behavior is going to be. And then with Kolbe, we know how you're going to take action. And with Clifton Strengths, we understand how you're going to take, not just what you're going to do, but kind of in what methodology you're going to use to do that. So this is in your feelings, right? So with predictive index, we look at your dominance, your need to lead or collaborate. We look at your extroversion, your need for sociability, or to think things through, to be more to stop and think through before you can verbalize anything. Then we look at your need for stability, whether you're steady or if you have a high drive need to get things done. And then finally, we look at your formality with rules, structure, whether you are flexible or if you're on the more precise side of things. And so this is my profile right here. As you can see, I'm independent, I'm sociable, I have a higher drive, and I'm very flexible. So, but it doesn't tell me, no, it does tell me, like, I have my sense of timing is that, speed it up. That in conjunction with my Kolbe lets me know that I really need to move along. I have a high tolerance for risk, and not a lot of deep details and facts. That's why I was saying I like this precise as well as the fact finder. Don't dig into the details. And so along with these, like activator, developer, positivity, ideation, belief, like I need to create and develop, and I'm always positive, and I help get things going, so I'll share with you the synopsis of this, which is right here. So like if I had to sum it all up, my zone of genius, Alicia's zone of genius, lies in visionary leadership and innovative problem solving within transformative environments. She excels when guiding others based on invitations, particularly in roles that align with her core values and allows for creative expression and expansion. Her drive is to seek out and develop meaningful, innovative solutions that can significantly impact the world around her. She has a need for autonomy and freedom to explore different avenues without being constrained by traditional structures. She is her best in environments that embrace change, value individual contributions, and encourage the pursuit of significant transformative outcomes. Alicia should seek roles where she can act as an advisor, strategist, or consultant, providing guidance and direction based on deep insights and innovative thinking, rather than being tied to routine tasks or rigid systems. Her ability to inspire, motivate, and think outside the box, combined with her desire for meaningful work and independence, positions her uniquely to lead initiatives or projects that require fresh perspective and a human-centric approach. To fully leverage her zone of genius, she should focus on opportunities that allow her to challenge the conventional wisdom and contribute to a greater good, ensuring that her work is not only innovative, but also profoundly impactful and aligned with her intrinsic motivations and values. Now, when you read something like that, does that not build your confidence in who you are? Doesn't that make you feel like you're alive and you can conquer the world? I mean, when we can take these results and create a narrative like this for you, how powerful is this stepping into a room knowing this is what you bring? I mean, this is like life-changing when you can see yourself in that way. And one of the things that we're doing and we're continuing to do is our Vision 2024 retreats. And it's going to grow. It's going to continue to, it's going to be virtual and it's going to be in person. But this time, the next one we have, it is going to be virtual. And we're going to help you build your self-awareness. And we're going to create this vision, this zone of genius for you, because I want, like it said, right? It said, I have to create something valuable and of impact that impacts other people. And that's how I'm aligned with the work that I'm doing. I actually shifted my entire business model. My entire business shifted because I was making an impact in my other business. I was in the beauty business and the fashion world, and I was doing styling and makeup and hair. I had a makeup line, and I was helping people find their beauty, because I did not feel beautiful for most of my life. And so I was helping other people find their beauty, and that was impactful and it was transformative. But I felt like there was more. And now when I read something like this and I recognize that, yes, the beauty industry that I was in, I was making impacts. But at the level that I was in and what I was doing, and some of the limiting beliefs that I had while I was in that industry was holding me back from making the kind of change and impact that I wanted to make. And I felt like I wanted to help people from the inside out. I knew how to do the outside. I knew how to make them feel and look good on the outside, but clothes change and makeup washes off. I cannot be in your room every single morning to make you feel like that I can on your wedding day or for a special event, a graduation, a quince, or whatever it is, whatever that special occasion is. I cannot be there for you every single day to help you look and feel your best. But if I can help transform you from the inside, if I can help you build self-awareness, if I can help you organize your zone of genius in a way that when you step out, you actually feel powerful. That's why I said at the beginning, it's your superpower. It really is. If I could do that, I feel like I am profoundly impacting your life on a much deeper level. That's why my entire business changed. You see, it says here that I needed to be a consultant, an advisor, a strategist, or consultant. And that's exactly where I shifted my business to. And I only recently created this with taking all the different assessments and rounding it out and creating this narrative. So I am right on target with where I want to go. So if you want to learn more about it, understand more, you can go to vision2024.now.site. We're going to do our workshop again, it's a 2-day retreat, and you'll get all the details there on the latest retreat that we're doing. I'm not saying the dates here because this is, evergreen, so it's going to keep running. But this is a powerful, powerful opportunity to dig deeper into your self-awareness, but also connect it to your goals and your vision for where you want to go. And we're also helping you create a plan, a really blueprint. It's customized. It's customized to you, plan of action so that you can see your results really quickly. So that's my presentation. Yay, I got through it all, and hopefully I didn't make you dizzy moving around the screen too much. But if you want to understand how to leverage that zone of genius, gain more self-awareness in the way that gives you so much more power, please reach out to me, alicia360.com. Contact me. I have so many opportunities for you, and I just want you to be the best you that you can possibly be this year and beyond. And I want to encourage you, of course, always to be bold, to be brave, and every day to do one thing to step out with audacious confidence. And until next time, I will see you on another episode where we will unpack more opportunities for you to build that audacious confidence that you seek. I'll see you next time. Don't forget, connect with me, alicia360.com. Bye.